Hello viewers, welcome again to example 3 on the rate that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about rate and we've done a detailed explanation on it, and also we've solved some examples on it as well in the previous videos. And I hope you understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. So this is a continuation to solve another example with you so that you get a better understanding of it. So this is example 3, as you can see from the board. So it means we've already done example 1 and 2 in the previous videos, and I will advise that you do all to watch the previous videos, because the previous videos lays the foundation, the basic knowledge and understanding that you need about the rate. I've done all those explanations in the previous videos, particularly the first video. Okay, so please do all to watch the previous video so that you get a good foundation and understanding to be able to handle this session as well. And please don't forget to like the videos and share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do all to follow the page and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and tackle the example 3 that I have on the board. Okay, so let's read the question. So it says that find the distance in kilometers traveled by an aeroplane moving at 80 meters per second for 5 minutes. Okay, so we are being asked to find the distance, okay, in kilometers. Okay, so that's what the question is asking us to do. Okay, so let me read one more time, okay, before I go ahead to explain it to you. Okay, so let's read one more time. It says that find the distance in kilometers traveled by an aeroplane moving at 80 meters per second for 5 minutes. Okay, and I've explained to you from the previous videos that anytime you have word problem questions of this nature, what you do is to first read the question and understand, okay, because your understanding of the question is part of the solution. If you don't understand the question, then you cannot attempt to solve it. Okay, so understanding the question is very key, okay, which you cannot ignore. Okay, so for that reason, I advise that you read at least 2 times, okay, so that you get a better understanding of what the question is asking you to do. Okay, now after you've read the question, the next thing to do is to extract all the given information from the question and write them down. Okay, by that I mean write all the given information from the question down. Okay, that's part of the solution, and when you do that, it actually makes the work easier for you. Okay, it gives you an idea of what to do. Okay, so examiners take note of all those things. Okay, they award marks for it. Okay, so it's necessary that you write down all the given information in the question down. Okay, that's the next step after you've read the question and you've understood what the question is asking you to do. Okay, you write all the given information down. Okay, so we are going to do exactly that. Okay, so I'm going to read the question again and I'm going to write down all the given information from the question. Okay, so whilst I read, I'm going to write down the information given in the question. Okay, so let me read one more time. Okay, so I'm going to write down my solution. Okay, and let me read one more time. It says that find the distance in kilometers. Okay, so we are being asked to find the distance in kilometers. Okay, so find the distance in kilometers traveled by an aeroplane moving at 80 meters per second. Okay, so this 80 meters per second refers to the speed, okay, or the average speed. Okay, so when you see that the value given, it has 2 units combined to it. Okay, so in the case of this one, we have 80 meters per second. Okay, you can see that we have 2 units combined here, which is meters and seconds. They are combined, okay, and attached to the value 80. Okay, so under the rate, when you see that you have 2 units that are combined to a particular value, it means that that value is the speed or the average speed. Okay, I hope the explanation is clear. enough up to this point. Okay, so in the question, this 80 meters per second refers to our speed or the average speed. Okay, I've explained to you that the average speed is the same as the speed. Okay, so take note that under the rate, anytime you have two units that are combined to a particular value, it means that value is the average speed or the speed. Okay, so in this question, this 80 meters per second is our speed. Okay, so I'm going to write it down. Okay, so write your speed in full. Okay, so you write your speed in full, then you denote it by the letter S equals to 80 meters per second. Okay, that's the best way to go about it. Okay, I've explained to you that don't just write the letter S there to denote the speed. Okay, no, the person marking your work or taking a look at your work cannot assume that the letter S is for speed. Okay, so you have to define the letter S that you are using. Okay, so it's best that you write speed in full, then in a bracket you put a letter S there. Okay, to denote that this letter S is defined to be the speed. Okay, so that's the best way to go about it. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So let's go ahead and finish the reading and write down the other informations given in the question. Okay, so it says that find the distance in kilometers traveled by an aeroplane moving at 80 meters per second for 5 minutes. Okay, so the time has been given, which is 5 minutes. Okay, so write your time also down. Write the time in full, then into brackets you can bring your t equals to 5 minutes. Okay, so I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so we've written down the information, okay, given in the question. Okay, and the question is asking us to find the distance traveled, okay, in kilometers. Okay, look at it. It says find the distance in kilometers. Okay, so find the distance in kilometers traveled by an aeroplane moving at 80 meters per second for 5 minutes. Okay, so we are supposed to find the distance traveled, okay, and it should be in kilometers. Take note of that. The distance traveled that you are supposed to find, we are supposed to get our answer in kilometers, okay, not meters. Okay, take note of that. Okay, so these are the informations that we are given in the question, okay, and we've written them down. Okay, so let's write down the formula for speed. Okay, let's write the formula for speed down. Okay, so we know that the formula for speed, okay, so speed equals to distance over time. Okay, so you write down your formula. Okay, so now there's one thing that you need to take note of. Okay, you can see that the speed given here is 80 meters per second. Okay, meaning that the distance is in meters and the time is in seconds. Okay, but looking at the time you have been given here, it's 5 minutes, meaning that we cannot solve with the 5 minutes unless we change it to seconds. Okay, I hope you agree with me. I'm going to go over one more time. Okay, look at the speed that you have been given. Okay, the value for the speed is 80 meters per second, meaning that the distance is in meters and the time is in what? Seconds. Okay, but looking at the time given, the time is given here to be 5 minutes. Okay, so meaning that we cannot solve with the 5 minutes unless we change it to seconds. Okay, that's the right thing to do. Until you change it to seconds, whatever you do, it will be wrong. Okay, so you have to change this 5 minutes to seconds before you can proceed to find your distance. And after finding the distance, then we will convert that value to kilometers, because the question demands that we leave our answer in kilometers. Okay, it says find the distance traveled in kilometers. Okay, so we are supposed to send our answer to kilometers. Okay, let's go ahead and convert the 5 minutes to seconds. Okay, so we know that for every 1 minute it equals to 60 seconds. Okay, so let me write it down. So we know that 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. Okay, and we are going to convert the 5 minutes to seconds. Okay, we learned this in the previous videos. In the previous videos, I gave you a list of some basic unit conversions. Okay, and we are applying that here. Okay, so we know from the previous videos that for every 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. Okay, so the 5 minutes that we have, we are going to convert it using this. Okay, so having that our 1 minute equals to 60 seconds, then the 5 minutes, okay, then the 5 minutes that we have in seconds we don't know, so we represent it by a variable s, okay, or any variable that you want. Okay, so I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so for you to solve for s, you cross multiply from here. Okay, when you have been able to create two equations like this, the next step is that you cross multiply. Okay, so we are going to cross multiply to solve for the value for s. Okay, so s times 1, it gives s. Okay, so my s will be equal to 5 times 60, it gives 300, so I'm going to have 300 seconds. Okay, so that is the value for the 5 minutes in seconds. Okay, so the 5 minutes in seconds is 300 seconds. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so now we can now go ahead and input the values that we have into the formula to solve for the distance. Okay, we are calculating for the distance traveled. Okay, now we know our time in seconds, and also we have our speed given, which is 80 meters per second. So we are going to substitute the values into the formula, then we are going to make distance the subject. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so let me write it down that, okay, so my distance, let me denote it by d, okay, and the time we know is t. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put down the formula for speed again and input our values. Okay, so I'm going to continue from here. So I know that my speed equals to distance over time. Okay, so wherever I see s, I put the value there, which is 80. So I'm having 80 equals to the distance. You don't know, that's what you are looking for. So you just write your d. Okay, I hope you are following and you agree with me. So you write your d all over the time. The time is 300 seconds. Okay, so we've converted the 5 minutes to seconds. Okay, so we use the seconds. Okay, so 300. Okay, so now we solve for d now. Okay, this becomes a linear equation now. Okay, and I've taught you linear equation, so we are going to apply that knowledge here. Okay, you can just multiply through by the LCM. Okay, or better still, you can just make here over 1, then you cross multiply, you get the same answer. Okay, so the 1 times the d, it gives d, okay, equals to 80 times 300, it gives 24,000. Okay, I hope you agree with me. So we have our d, okay, which is the distance, to be 24,000 meters. Okay, but take note that the question is asking us to find the distance in kilometers and not in meters. So it means that this value that we've gotten for the distance, we need to convert it to kilometers. I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so let's do the conversion. We know that for every, let me continue from here. We know that for every 1,000 meters, it gives 1 kilometer. Okay, I hope you agree with me. So we are converting the 24,000 meters. Okay, so the 24,000 meters equals to, we don't know, so we represent it by a variable y. Okay, so now from here, what you do is that you cross multiply. I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so we are just going to cross multiply and solve for our y. Okay, so 1,000 times y, it gives 1,000 y. Okay, so I'm going to have my 1,000 y equals to 24,000 times 1, it gives 24,000. Okay, now what to do to solve for y, or to get the value for y, is to divide through the equation by the coefficient of y. Okay, the coefficient of y here is 1,000. Okay, so you are going to divide through by 1,000. Okay, so I'll divide here by 1,000 and here also by 1,000. Okay, so that this 1,000 and this 1,000 cancels away, and here the zeros can just cancel away. Okay, so the 3 zeros up here will cancel the 3 zeros down here. Okay, I hope you agree with me. So we are going to have, let me continue from here. We are going to have that our y is equals to 24 kilometers, okay, and this is our final answer. Okay, so the question said that we should find the distance traveled in kilometers. Okay, so after we've gotten our distance, which is 24,000 in meters, we convert it to kilometers, and this is the procedure. So this is our final answer to the question. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video. And if you are watching for the first time, please follow the page and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you again in another video once we solve more examples on this. Bye bye.